Geometry Dash. Geometry Dash. Geometry Dash. Geometry Dash. Geometry Dash. Geometry Dash.
Okay. Well, I'm back. I'm not quite sure how to begin this. But hey, it's me again, the Mindless One. Over here on, well, for sure the two places here that I stream the most. Over here off of YouTube and Twitch. So, that being said, sorry, I'm currently going over a few things, a few messages that popped up here real quick, so. But, yeah, you're taking a look at a character concept that I'm working with right now. So, for those who are unaware, I have multiple D&D groups. Whoa, okay. Okay, that's kind of trippy. Yeah, I'm in multiple D&D groups. We don't stream them. Except for one, and that's usually the one that I DM, but I haven't done that. I honestly haven't done that nearly enough right now. So I'm trying to. I'm working on it, but I'll be honest with you. I feel like I want to go ahead and work on this character here. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm just throwing together poses for this character. I have a couple of empty layers here right now. I'm not quite sure why I got a couple of empty layers, but I've got a couple of empty layers. But I'm just working on my brain stopped. Gesture poses for right now. Once I've got the gestures out of the way, I'll go ahead and start working on more refined sketches and or line art. But until I do that, I am going to be working on this. So, and if you can't tell from the little name right up here, the one that I'm working on here, I'm going to be calling him Esden. I didn't come up with a last name. And this is actually going to be for a future campaign that one of my DMs, he is known as the Raccoons Against Society here on Twitch. That's all one word from what I can tell. But yeah, that's what he's known as here. He hasn't streamed a whole lot lately here, but I'm trying to get into the habit of it. We'll see if I actually start streaming some of the streams over here off of Twitch here, maybe on one of the other platforms as well. We'll see. In the meantime, let me get started on this here. Let me lower this down just a smidge. I want to be able to see what I'm working at. There we go. So, like I said, these are just gesture drawings for the most part here. I've got a little bit of a confident, cocky pose right over here, a defiant pose here, a little bit of a whimsical pose. But these are just the sketches of him being in his childhood. The campaign that this little fella is in here, I say little fella here because he is the species that we're working off of here is from a game style known as Nimble. It's sort of an alternative to D&D and Pathfinder. It's more of a stripped down, bare bones sort of thing here. But regardless, he is there are like several different races here that are not normally found elsewhere, unless of course you're going into homebrew or other stuff here. So that's neither here nor there. So my brain. But yeah, he's what's called a bun or he's a rabbit folk. I liked it because I thought, you know what, I can work with that here. There's several mechanics that are there that I can work with here. I don't have the character sheet available at the moment, so I can't show you exactly what he looks like here. At least stat-wise. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, starting to lose my caffeine here. But I digress. I'm going to go ahead and get a couple more of the child sketches out of the way here. Maybe I'll get a couple of more adult of his adult sketches out of the way afterwards. But as you can see, I'm doing several different styles to try and see if I can pull something out of my hat here. What hat, you might say? Well, I'm gonna have a hat here pretty soon, eventually. Shut up. Seriously. What the? Okay, seriously. VitoTube, what the heck is going on here? Okay, let me get that out of my way here. Yeah, you're gonna see me do some stuff here. Hang on a second. I'm just changing my faces real quick here to see what's going on. Okay, nothing. Okay, I need to remove the hotkeys. I don't understand why it's doing that, but that is very annoying. Actually, for this one, I'm not going to worry about it. This is the default face here. But this is not the default face. This is angry face. So we got to remove this one. Assign a new shortcut. Sorry, you're going to have to see me do all this here. Let's go back here. There we go. And let's see, this one, I'm gonna have to remove the shortcut here. Okay. Now, I should be able to switch. I don't know what's going on here. I think the program needs to be updated, but I don't know if it has been updated or not. It's kind of hard to tell. If this particular program ever gets updated here or not. I'm gonna have to go looking for it and see if there's an update. Either way, I'll go ahead and keep going. Okay, here we are. Seriously, don't worry about it. Again, this is kid picture here, so kid picture is going to be a little bit more on the chunky side here in terms of, well, I say chunky, a little bit more on the fluffy side here because he's smaller. He's got more of the baby look to him. Okay. Then I'm gonna, and after he's grows up after a bit here, he'll be a little bit more. He'll be slimmer. He'll be sleek. I'm not sleeker, but slimmer for sure. Okay. And it seems like it's been a little while since I've done any sort of streaming here, and that's partly because I've been over on _gaming truckers channel, basically heckling him until he explodes. And I'm not talking about gets angry, I'm talking more about him actually literally exploding in Minecraft. I love that. Sorry, I love picking fun at Terry here, but I know that if he really wanted to, if he absolutely, positively wanted to, he could find me and he could kick my butt all the way. Oh, nah, screw it. He'll kick my ass all the way from coast to coast. He absolutely would, and I would probably have deserved it. To which I only have one thing to say here. Better make your punches count. Better make your punches count, Terry. Okay, I don't see any new messages, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Looks like the Ask Acme Discord is quiet-ish. So I'm not going to worry too much about them. Bit my lip a little bit here, so I'm probably going to sound a little bit weird. So I'm sorry about that. Now, with that, let's see. Actually, I'm going to zoom in a bit here. think of these guys as sort of the stripped down version of the Haragon. 'Cause I know those are an official D&D race here, as far as I'm aware of. I could be wrong. Let's see. There we go. Oh, well, there goes that. Had a alarm go off here. That's an alarm to usually let me know to start scheduling some deliveries. And before you guys start wondering here, yes, this is a stick. Some of my inspiration for this is coming from places like Bugs Bunny, for the most part. Bugs Bunny, Peter Cottontail, that sort of thing here. So I'm gonna try and make this guy a little bit of a wise guy when he gets older. Seriously. How crazy am I that I have to say old up instead of just older? Weird. Whoa, okay. I forgot that my numpad here is actually linked to the Zoom here over on Krita. Yay. Actually, that's a good question. Are any of my other numpads here? Yeah. Yeah, some of my other numpads are linked to things here, so I gotta be careful. But yeah, if you want an analogous here, these guys are like the Haragon from D&D. They're small bunny folk. Yeah, bunny folk. I'm gonna go ahead and shrink this on down here. Set this off to the side. Never mind. I was gonna say that there's nobody bothering me here over on the Discord side here. I spoke too soon. Somebody decided to bother me. Okay. Oh, sorry. Give me a second. Yeah, give me a second here. Okay. Sorry about that. Good lord. I had so many people coming. I see so many people. I have one person trying to get my attention here. Hey, KofiBot. Hey, KofiBot. How you doing, KofiBot? Alright. So it looks like we're okay on everything here. Doesn't look like we're got too much going on at the moment. So, yeah, just a... Okay, so we've got 4 gesture drawings here, and I think that's all I'm going to do for the kid version. Let's change up the color a bit here. I'm thinking... Let's go greenish for... No, not greenish. Let's go... red-orangish? What is this color? Orange-red. There we go. Let's go orange-red for that. For the more adult. Seriously, why is the stinking avatar still there? KofiBot, what are you doing? Okay, something's up here. Let me refresh this here. Should have no avatars whatsoever. Should have no avatars whatsoever, and yet it's still doing it. Yeah. supposed to hide the source icon here. It's supposed to hide the avatars. It's only supposed to show the channel. Maybe that's it. Let me change that over then. Huh? Okay, no avatar, hide source, and then let's go over here to the interface. We will update that. All right. Hopefully that fixes that. KofiBot, when you're ready, you can go ahead and test that out for me. We're going to call this one Kid Sketches. Let's go with the adult sketches next. Less kitty, less less kitty, more adult. So that means instead of being fluffier, he's going to be a little bit more lean. And I think I'm leaning more on some of that old Sonic the Hedgehog designs from like the Archie comics times. He's got to have a little bit more, he's got to have some thick legs here. Because he's got powerful legs. Let's go for a regular standing pose. I had several in different poses here. Oop, there we go. There we go. Nope. Let's put it that way. There we go. Ish. Okay. So far we got a decent standing pose going. I'm not really sure what to take him into here when it comes to after he becomes a child. Because as a child, you're weak, you have almost no health, you have almost no anything, no hit dice, no nothing. You are quite literally a peasant in every sense of the word. So, and I'm not sure what to take him into at that point here, because he's small, he's agile, he's probably at best maybe about 2.5, 3 feet tall. I haven't really decided who he's gonna be his friends here, because we're supposed to develop 3 characters. I kind of want him to be like the token. For sure, he's the token short kid. but I'm not really sure what to take him into here. Since he's small, I was thinking more of the either a more monkish or more of a roguish type person here. We could end up going into being maybe more of a hunter. He's small. He's not going to be, super, durable and strong here. He's going to be small. He's going to be fast. He's going to be wily. Let's see here. Let me pull up the different classes here for Nimble. And maybe one of these will end up becoming the reactive image that I use for him, but ultimately, I really just kind of want to see what I can make with him. Let's see. I believe it's in Heroes that gives the different. There's two different PDFs that I'm marking that Nimble works off of here. There's the core rules, and then there's the Heroes. The Heroes. Excuse me. Sorry. The Heroes gives you your class. For example, this could be funny. He could be a Berserker class here, which is essentially the barbarian here. I mean, that's a bloody angry rabbit. He's a monster. Look at the bones. Look at the bones, I tell ya. Are you cheeky? Maybe. Okay. So here are the classes that I'm thinking for him. There's Berserker, the Cheat. The Cheat is more of the rogue. There's also the Hunter. I could. Sorry. Excuse me. I could also take him. I need an exasperated face. This is as close as I'm getting right now. Thank you, Thentali. Oh God. I was explaining some stuff about what I'm drawing. How you doing, Thantali? Oof. Oh, well, I'm glad you got up here, but yeesh. Waking up late does not sound good. Oh, by the way, I fixed my chat settings, so now it doesn't matter. Now it doesn't show avatars here. I don't like the showing the avatars here because it just takes up so much space. But now it shows everything the correct way that I want it to show it. I'm happy. Indeed, indeed. Wootedge. But I was explaining a little bit more about this character that I'm drawing. This is a character for a future campaign that I'm going to be in. This is not something that I'm going to be playing right now. And he is a rabbit. No, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Pi Launcher launches a Jupiter-sized Bana Pi to land in SLJ, launching in 3, 2, 1, launch.
No, it's not Usagi Yojimbo. And hey, Broom, how's it going?
Santa, shouldn't you be out delivering presents?
No, it's not Usagi Yojimbo. This is he is like I said, he's a rabbit. He's from the it's a newer pie, not a banana pie. Yeah, I kind of figured it was banana. Oof. No, what I was. Oh, happy level up day. Did you allocate all your skill points yet?
Banana na 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 na.
Well, even if you didn't, I hope you allocate your skill points here correctly. None of this, oh, I'm going to assign them later here. Assign them now. Assign them now. Do it. Make sure you assign them. Let's see. Oop. But yeah, ooh. Just gotta have a little bit of liberty, don't you know? It's a little too big. There we go. I was explaining that this is a character from a new type of game system that I'm going to be participating in the future here. This is from the Nimble system. I chose a more exotic ancestry, which is basically the race. This is the race is called Bun Bun. I think they were just trying to be cutesy, but hey, you know, even if it's being cutesy here, you can still take some liberties with it. But I was gonna go ahead and call him he's the token short guy of his friend group. And no, I don't mean of the player characters here, because I believe someone else is playing another short character as well. but I like the small creatures mechanics here that they have available, because in the case of small creatures, you can toss them, or they can choose to be tossed, and they take half of the fall damage that normally that would have occurred. Yes, and let me tell you what I'm doing over here a little bit. These blue sketches over here, these blue gesture sketches, these are when he's a kid. These are his child sketches, and I'm gonna be editing them a little bit here. Maybe I'm gonna pick one that I like, and I'm gonna edit it here. I've chosen different personality types from what you can see here. I've tried to keep the proportions a little bit on the fluffy side here, so that you can tell, hey, this is a kid, this is not an actual adult. You know, because he's got the fluffies. But when he gets older, he's going to be a little bit leaner. He's going to be a little bit more gaunt. Well, maybe not gaunt, but definitely leaner than he would be if he was when he's a kid. Because he's a small race here, he's going to be even smaller as a kid. So basically, he's about the size of a kitty cat when he's a kid. So more often than not, people are going to probably just pick him up and carry him. But that's the thing. That's the thing about the session, the campaign that he's going to. Yeah. Well, that's the thing about the campaign that he's going to be in here is the first chapter of the campaign is all of the player characters are kids. They're starting off as kids, and as they progress through the first arc, they will be able to go ahead and become, become a class. They'll be able to choose a class, and I have yet to picture what kind of. I've yet to figure out what kind of class I want for this guy. I was explaining to nobody in particular before Thantali came in and startled the ever-living bejeebies out of me again. That Nimble, the Nimble system has a whole different naming convention and different systems for their characters here, or not for their characters, but for their classes. I know it's what you do. It's exactly what you do. You absolutely always come in and scare the bejesus out of me. Absolutely every time. I don't know why. I was talking with my hands. That's why I'm late to the reaction of my face. Seriously. I hate it when I talk with my hands because I can never get the absolute right expression that I want. It's just weird. But since he's a rabbit here, I was thinking, as a gag, I could make him a berserker class, which is essentially the barbarian of the Nimble system. I mean, and thinking about it here, that goes back to it's a Monty Python reference at that point here. I mean, it's the deadly rabbit all over again. Or I could make him a cheat, which is the Nimble version of the rogue. There's the hunter, which is the ranger, essentially, or at least one form of the ranger. And, well, there's also the shepherd, which is essentially the druid, or a different form, a flavor of the ranger. I don't really want him to be a song weaver, because a song weaver is essentially a bard, and that requires you to be witty, which
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite
Stream
from the
Twitch.
Thank you, Broom. I don't want him to be a song weaver because that requires him to be more Bugs Bunny-esque here. And I don't want him to be Bugs Bunny-esque. Could always make him a Zephyr, which would capitalize on him being small and fast. But altogether, that's those are more or less my my options when it comes to these guys, to this guy here. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of am leaning, now that I think about it, I am leaning more towards the Berserker. Let's call him the Berserker Bun. Esden, the Berserker Bun. Let me save that before I lose what I'm doing here. Esden the Berserk. Yeah, that could work. That could work. Yep. I was thinking making him white with red eyes. But I'm not entirely certain. Let me see if there is a... What is the weapon tools that he can use here? He gets a starting... His starting gear is a battle axe, which ideally is not something that he'd be able to wield as a... Well, he could. Especially if I put all of his specs into strength. Let's see. The key stats for a Berserker are strength and dex, and those are things that I can definitely capitalize on here for him. What kind of... Okay, there's a couple of subclasses for the Berserker, which is Path of the Mountain Heart and Path of the Red Mist. Oh, the Red Mist! That sounds perfect for him. Esden, the Bloody Red Mist. Oh, gosh. Yeah, if I take him down the path of the Berserker, he's definitely going to take Path of the Red Mist. Which means at level 3, he'd be able to get what's called Blood Frenzy. While raging, whenever you crit or kill an enemy, change one Fury die to the maximum. And Fury dies are, I believe those are D4s. Basically, it's your what you use for adding to your rage, essentially. So basically, you can change one of the die that you used for attacking here into its absolute maximum here. So if it's a D4, it's automatically a 4. You also get Savage Awareness, advantage on perception checks to notice or track down blood. Ooh. So, Blind Sight 2 while raging. You ignore the blinded condition and can see through darkness and invisibility within that range. Ooh. So anything within 2 squares of you is automatically something that you can track. Nice. I don't think we're going to be going too far into the level system, so I'd probably just be barely able to get Path of the Red Mist. You know what? That's it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make him a berserker. A berserker bun. He's absolutely a berserker bun. Yeah, bunny nose twitches. Exactly. That's essentially all of the I'm also going to have him, as he's old, when he gets older here, I'm going to have him be very indignant when people try to pick him up. I also want to start working on his voice. I've already got Zass's voice down for the next campaign with Terry. It's basically just going to be a sort of the typical Western accent, the gruff accent, like the Drifter, the Wanderer, the Clint Eastwood accent. Ish. I'm not going to be exactly like Clint Eastwood because that'd be stupid. Plus, I don't think I could actually do it. That guy is a genius. I say genius. He's an absolute genius when it comes to being. Oh, shoot! I just minimized everything. Oops. Genius to playing the stoic person. That's what I was trying to get at here before I interrupted myself. Yeah, bunny nose twitching. That's exactly what's going to happen with this guy. Let's see here. I need to move this down a bit. But right now, all I'm doing is getting gesture drawings out of the way, as well as getting a good idea of how his body's going to look. Before anybody asks, this is this little, I hesitate to say oval shape here. This little oval shape is just basically his cheeks. I should make him absolutely jacked as a rabbit. Yeah, Jackrabbit. There you go. Yeah, no, I'm calling this little furry fellow Esden. I like him already. I really do. I think these little bunny folk here only get up to be about anywhere between 2.5 to 3.5 feet tall. Somewhere around that range. So, hey, KofiBot, thank you very much for saying that sort of stuff here, KofiBot. Good, KofiBot. Everybody give KofiBot a nice little pat on the head. Pat on his digital head. Let's see, where am I at? Over here clicking stuff here, and I'm not even seeing what I'm clicking on here. Pat, 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 pat. All right, with that firmly set in my mind now, I'm going to have to make sure that when I do, I'm going to have to make sure that he's sufficiently traumatized enough to get enraged as a rabbit. Okay, there we go. Yes, KofiBot is a good KofiBot. Let's go ahead and unclick that here real quick here in case I do something dumb, like, I don't know, click on the wrong thing. Okay, let's minimize this a bit here. Ah, here we go. But yeah, I guess you can see it here. There's a distinct difference in the way that I'm drawing him over here as opposed to over here. Over here, things are a little bit shorter in terms of arm length, leg length. And over here, things are a little bit more elongated. Things are a little bit more exaggerated. And yeah, in case you didn't notice, I am recording this stuff here. Mostly just because I want to have all this stuff put together as a nice little... I want to go back to making my my little videos, my drawing videos. And this is a good way of doing that. I should probably draw him as more than just a berserker. I should probably draw him... Yeah. No, you're not being well, maybe. The VODs are, but... No, you're not being recorded. My Krita is being recorded here. This right here, all of this stuff right here is being recorded. Every stroke that I make, every new layer that I put down here, that is what's being recorded. I think we lost Broom here because I can see that we're down one person. Ah, poor Broom. Well, yeah, no. But this is going up on YouTube as a VOD, so good luck. Welcome to Mindless Scribbles. Broom down, all forces move in. Exactly. Be prepared to initiate protocol B9334, which I don't know what that actually is. I really don't. Sorry. Nope. Okay. So, yep. We're scribbling. Yeah, that could work. And then we have the battle axe over here. I need to move this a bit. Let's see. I gotta remember my hotkeys for this. Whoa. Scale that down a bit. I'm thinking giving him a bearded axe here. You can have the hammer over here. I'm sorry, it's not a hammer, it's an anvil. The actual proper term for that is anvil.
Fuck that shit.
Hey-oh. And no, this poor bun is not gonna get a beard. That would be interesting. A bearded bun. Oops. Not what I was trying to do. There we go. There we go. Yeah, no beard. No beard for this bun. I'm sorry. He's already furry enough as is here. He doesn't need more. Okay, let's see if I'm doing this right here. Gotta rotate this way. Not quite. There we go. Oh yeah, that definitely works. Okay, let's resize this real quick here. So yeah, we've got a few so far. I've got 4 of him when he's a kid, and I'm gonna have at least 4 as an adult. Personally speaking, maybe I can give him some chest floof here, because to take the place of a beard here, because let's face it here. Yeah. True. Maybe I can spin it that he gets a little bit of chest floof here because that's how his folk grow beards. They don't actually have beards. They just get fluffier chests instead of beards or boobs. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Yeah. You and me both here. That's one of the reasons why I'm including a beard on Zaz. Zaz, being a dwarf, actually has to have a beard. Especially if he's going to be, in any way, shape, or form, part of Terry's new world. That's a ifs, ands, no ifs, ands, or buts. He's a dwarf. And he's old enough to be out and about, so therefore he's got to have a beard. I'm not quite sure if I want to give him any hair, per se. I know for sure he's gonna have the ears out here, for sure. But I don't know anything about any sort of additional features, like, again, like hair. I don't want to give him hair for the simple reason that hair is more for humans. You know? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. Hair's really more for humans, not for the animal folk. you know? Then again, I'm also not the one who's right in the world. Okay. If I chose to make him more of a commander, I suppose that's more or less what I'd leave him as here. A commander is basically the general fighter. Could also put him that way as the cheat here. He'd have himself some daggers. At least one dagger. Close enough. But this is I like this pose. Very dynamic, very energetic. I could do a lot with it. Oh, I did not mean for that one to go bye-bye. I just wanted this stuff to go ahead and be invisible for right now. Yeah, you're not the only one who's a big proponent of beards. I love beards. I love putting beards on my characters. I don't always do that, mostly because it's a pain in the butt to draw. I'm not exactly going to be a big fan of making this guy very furry here either, because that's going to be me trying to adjust for all of the different fur that's there. Let's see. Cheat. Need to make one with him as a hunter for sure. I think I'm going to avoid going the Zephyr route here. The Zephyr is essentially the monk. Yeah, I'm going to avoid that one. So, it, for sure, let's see. Oh, Shepherd is not the druid here. That's the cleric. Okay. So what else am I gonna? What other kind of pose am I gonna draw? Maybe something a little bit more on the cocky side here, or arrogant side. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. No, that's just dumb. No. Nope, it's too short. Gotta go a little bit longer. All right. I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's try that again here. Kind of made the comment earlier when nobody was in the chat here that I'm kind of drawing a lot of the or drawing a lot of inspiration for the sketches from old school Archie comic Sonic the Hedgehog style. So that's, if you're wondering where the style that I'm getting the dress drawings from here is, if you're wondering where it's coming from here, that's more or less where it's coming from. I mean, when I first started learning how to draw characters here, this came from that. No, they lost the rights to that here after there's a big falling out between Archie Comics and one of the artists, so they just kind of said, you know what, forget it, we're dropping it. But now not Archie Comics, but now Sonic the Hedgehog got picked up by IDW. So IDW is started their own Sonic the Hedgehog line here. I've not been following it here. I just know that they've got whole new. They're trying to include a lot of the canon characters in it here, as well as putting their own characters in. I heard that they were finally able to get some of the rights to start. I don't think they're adding them into. They do. I don't think they're adding some of the old characters here from the Archie comics or the Saturday morning cartoon show here, but I think they've gotten rights to start referencing them. I don't know if they're going to add them. They probably will not, since it's a completely different franchise altogether. But some of the characters were in dispute with one of the creators here, so it became a whole thing. So Archie Comics just decided to drop it, which sucks because I really liked those comics. Didn't exactly like the style of the guy who was trying to claim the one of the characters, though. So he kind of had a weird style that I really did not like. Let's see here. How am I going to do this one? And this as if he were a hunter. Gotta make it a little bit bigger because this is coming forward. If he was a hunter, he'd for sure have himself a bow. Go. Pull it back like this. Let me stop this or that. Pull that up here. Make this a little bit bigger since it's coming forward in space. Okay. Have the thumb off to the side here. One of the fingers going off in this direction. Actually, no. It's going to be these two fingers that are going to be holding it here. This one may as well be out and about here. Oh no, that's right. It's going to be further back up here. Okay, come out like that. Down like this. Yeah, it's not perfect. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make him as a hunter. That's just gonna be it's just gonna be too weird. In fact, I don't like this sketch at all. That. Get that right. Get that right. There we go. Oh, it looks like a lot of factors in the split between Archie and Sonic. Yep, they are. They are. There was more to it, you're right. It's just, that was one of the big things that came up here. It was, Ken Penders was essentially he was a piece of shit. So, nobody really wanted to deal with him. Yeah, they really do, they really do well with existing franchises. I'm not sure how they do it, but they do it. They make it work. And I hate this too. I hate this. Okay. Yeah. Also, like I said, his style really sucks. I don't like it. Never liked it when he was the one that was illustrating. Oh, what do we have in Automod here? Automod. Oh, that's just so terrible. That's so horrible. Yeah, no. Denied. Bloody bot. Go ahead and get rid of that. Sorry, dude, if I'm stealing your thunder. If I'm able to get to those really quickly here, I get after them. I'm sorry. I know you're a mod. You're supposed to be able to go ahead and go in and do that here, but you know, that's I also like doing it here. I also like doing it. Indeed. So long as they get gone and they're no longer bothering us, I'm fine with that. I don't know why. I like the idea of this one being sort of a back view here. I don't know. I'm just playing around with this stuff and seeing what sticks. Ah, you're working. That would explain it. Okay, don't worry about it. What are you doing watching me while you're working? What are you doing watching me while you're working, eh? You trying to kill time while you're working here? Eh? Ah, that's true. That's true. Now that I'm looking at that, I'm not really liking it either. I swear, I had less issues when drawing Colin, my mouse character, than I am having with drawing an adult version of this bunny character. True enough, true enough. At least you're doing something. Hey, if your place of work is looking for more remote workers here, let me know. I'll sign up. Unless, of course, you're working for yourself here, at which point, good luck. Okay, let's see here. No, that doesn't look right. Let's see, but I like the way the pose is looking. Just don't like that. Here we go. As a professor of mine once said, always make sure you draw through your form, or don't be afraid to do that. No, that's a little too long there. Okay. Some kind of... Oh, really? Sheesh. Well, sorry to hear that. Yeah, it usually helps to have competent workers, but you don't always get those. You know, you don't always get the kind of competent workers that you're looking to have here. I mean, shoot, one of my former jobs here, for every incompetent worker, or sorry, for every competent worker we had at least 50 other incompetent workers. Like, could not be bothered to do anything that we told them to do. Okay, let's save this up here real quick. Yeah, usually does, and it's usually with all of the mindless, and you'll excuse the term here, mindless busy work that they have them do here. It's like there's no reason to have them do the work here. It's just you want them to work. I don't know why you want them to do that. Give them something meaningful to work on here, and then there you go. You retain competency as a result. But at least that's generally how I feel when it comes to that. Let's go ahead and save that real quick. Okay, let's see. Do we need anything else? What else have we got going on here? That is a possibility. I think this is an okay pose. I mean, if they take the hint, then yeah, chances are they will get the FERC out of there. I mean, but more often than not, what is going to end up happening is they actually, I forgot where I was going with that. Never mind. Sorry. My brain just got borked out, so I'm sorry about that. Okay. All right. Okay, I think. Let me see. I mean, hey, if you're getting paid, all the better. Oops. Don't I know it? I'm still waiting to be able to qualify for that sort of stuff here. As it is, I'm getting thrown into debt as a result of it.
What the fuck are you doing, Morgan?
Okay, looking at my reference here, I think I can work with that. I know that the reference that I'm using is obviously AI generated. It's obviously AI generated, but I like the way that it looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of use it. Again, using it as a reference, not actually tracing or anything like that here. I have it up on another screen here, and I'm looking at it to get an idea of the body shape that I want. Okay? The main one that I'm looking at is obviously AI, but the others do look like they are... The others do look like they are very, very well done art-wise. Don't think all of my references here are AI drawn. Some of them aren't. Some of them are. But most of the ones that I am looking at, they actually do have white rabbits. Yeah, the ones that I'm looking at here... The main one that I'm looking at here, this one definitely looks like it's AI art here. There's another couple of them over here that are not. Very obviously so. And again, it's mostly just so that I can grab an idea from it here and maybe get an idea of the body shape that I want. I tried to give him a recurve bow, but I don't think he would use a recurve. He'd probably use a short bow for hunting. If he were a hunter. I kind of wish guns were a thing in this system here. I don't think they've got that far along here to where they can use guns in the system without homebrewing it. But I wouldn't mind making a bunny gunner. A bun gun.
Welcome to Pandora, minion.
Yeah. In my case here, yes, that's how I would attempt to use it. But a lot of people, again, like you say, they use it, they pass it off as their own here. Like, I created this. No, you didn't. You fed images into an image generation here, or Chat GPT or something like that, and it generated it here. Some of the art that another DM of mine uses here, actually two of them, if they can't find anybody's professional art here that they can professionally, ask them, hey, can I use this for my game here, or so on and so forth here, they will quite literally go into ChatGPT and create an image here, because they don't want to. They want to be able to have that sort of stuff up for us quick, fast, and in a hurry, and I understand that. They're not passing it off as their art here. They quite literally will say, I had to get an AI image of this to get a good idea of what this looked like here, despite the fact that nothing like this existed. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Don't ask me to do something like that for a vehicle, because that's usually the only time that they ever do anything like that here is for vehicles. And I can't do vehicles very well. I really can't. I would love to be able to do vehicles well, but I cannot. I absolutely cannot. Yeah. I need at least one more sketch here. I have no idea what kind of pose that I want to do. I would really like an idea. I'm looking to see if there. I've got a whole bunch of different people's poses over here off of Pinterest and off of other different stock sites here, but I honestly, for the life of me, cannot find a pose that I would like to have this guy have. Because most of the characters that are in my in the campaigns that I am a part of here are ladies. I've gotten very good at drawing ladies, but but when it comes to doing guys, I can't really do them all that well because I haven't had too much practice. And a lot of the references that I get are, in order for me to better draw, are not. They're not guys. They're girls. It's like Eventually, I will. I'll find something that I can work with here. I need a little bit of inspiration for this next gesture drawing here. If you can think of any sort of pose that I should be doing, like any sort of attitude or any sort of mood that this character should be in here, let me know. So I think I'm running out of ideas for the day. If I don't figure out something soon, I'm probably going to end up pulling down one of my my good old-fashioned drawing aids here, or pose aids, I should say. I have a little posable figurine here that I can use to pose and get a good idea of what kind of position I want him to be in. Ooh, that was a good one here for a barbarian. Where was it? Where'd it go? Ah, fair. My brain just stopped working here as soon as I got back. I think I found a few decent poses, but I don't think any of these are going to be good. Excuse me. I don't think any of these are going to be good for him. Ooh, that could be good. Somebody's already given me some, or I say given. Somebody has already posted some gesture drawings here, and I do kind of like some of these ones for the guys. I may try to emulate them here in a little bit. Nah, too muscular, too skinny. No. But it'll be good for another reference down the line, yes. Okay, oh, this guy's good at doing action scenes here. Okay, very dynamic poses. I'm not going to show any of these online because some of these may be for they may not be. I did not get permission to show any of them here. They're not any of mine. I've not done them yet, so I'm just gonna go ahead and look for them, get a good idea of what kind of reference they have here, and then I'm gonna see if I can't replicate it here using my little drawing figurine here, and then maybe, just maybe, I'll have something that I can work with. Probably not. We'll see. I don't see anything else here. And seriously, yeah, you ask for guy poses here, and what does it do? It sprinkles in a few lady poses in here. Good grief. Yeah, no. Okay, so yeah. Let me go back over to my pins here. Where are they at? I know I just saw them. Ah, there we go. Let's see if I can't turn some of these into, here we go. Okay, I'm going to have this up on another screen here. Again, since it's not my sketch here, I'm just going to go ahead and use it as a reference here. I'm not going to put it up on the screen because I don't have permission to display it. If you know who's the original artist who did it here, then please don't say nothing here just yet. Here we go. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, I'm going the wrong way here. Gotta go down a little bit here. Okay. No, no. Throw this over here. Technically, this should be about that size. This should be also about this size. Hey, Nidal, how's it going? Hey, Nidal. How you doing? I see you've chosen the Popo laugh for the day. You missed the whole explanation of what this character is about here. Ah, you just woke up. Okay. Actually, I need to change this one.
Yo, this is dirty.
Ah. Well, unfortunately, or rather, I should say, fortunately, I don't have anything that you can get yourself timed out for here.
What the hell? This thing never works.
Wrong gone.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. We come down here. Okay. Nope. There. Nope. Yeah, I think that'll work. I like having a few extra sketches here just to kind of get a good idea of what I'm doing with the character. Yeah, actually, one of the next campaigns that I'm going to be in for my Saturday Sunday group is going to be a Nimble game system, and one of the races is more of a rabbit folk here. The name that they have is very cutesy, but the setting that they're going to be set in is going to be not so cutesy. So I kind of wanted to take it from a from going as a little cutesy character here, from that here going into a more of a more hardcore. Think Monty Python and the Holy Grail's evil rabbit. Okay, think, him. Yeah, essentially that's more or less what he's going to be here. I'm thinking, I was toying with the idea of making him sort of either ranger, rogue, or barbarian. Rabbits are absolutely scary even in nature, so yeah. Congratulations. But yeah, one of the things that I was doing is getting sketches of him, or getting gesture drawings of him being as a kid and as an adult. Reason being because the campaign is going to be covering several different arcs. The first arc is going to be the group as children. They have to think as children. Everything is a game. Everything is monsters and magic until they find out that it's real, sort of thing. And that's more or less the vibe that we're going for with these. So, and I already know that this character is not going to be the only small character. For sure, he's going to be one of two. I don't know about the other player just yet here. I don't know if he's going to be, medium-sized or a large-sized creature here. I don't know. But that's the thing about Nimble. It can run you from medium, was it from large, the largest being large size, to the smallest being tiny. So there's large, medium, small, and tiny. And that's the more or less the pose that I was going for this guy here, is give him something that's a little bit more powerful. He's going to be small, but he's also going to... I'm thinking he's going to be small, but he's going to hit hard. So I was thinking going along the lines of barbarian-ish here, but they don't have the class in the Nimble system. They don't have the class barbarian. They have what's called berserker, which takes that place. It still has the rage mechanic. It still has many of the different mechanics that a barbarian does have here. It's just stripped down, bare bones, and has a couple of different mechanics in it. I read a little bit of the of one of the paths here for Broom and for Thentali earlier. One of the paths that the Berserker can take here once they reach level 3 is there's Path of the Mountain Heart, and then there's Path of the Red Mist. If I end up, and I'm saying if, I'm going to take Berserker for this character. But since I'm taking Berserker here, if I'm ever able to get to level 3, I want to be able to take Path of the Red Mist. Path of the Red Mist is going to be absolutely brutal. Especially, and it's very on point because he's going to be, again, he's essentially a Monty Python riff. You know, a Monty Python and the Holy Grail riff. These are the 4 sketches that I have for both as a kid, which is the one over in blue, and the ones over in red are the ones that are adults. Which reminds me, I should probably merge all these together. I have them all nice and, you know, small here for right now, but I'm gonna get ready to make them a little bigger here. Just because I want to go ahead and have everybody see them. And I'll definitely go ahead and pick my favorite here. Let's see here. Holy heck, who's all in chat here? I see so many people in chat here on the Twitch side. Now I'm curious. Okay, I see who it is here. Okay. Probably got a couple of lurkers. That's fine. It shouldn't be counting any of the bots. I think for references, I'm going to start off with these 2 here. And for dynamic poses here, I'm going to choose these 2. Number 2 and number 4. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do here. For reference photos, I'm going to go for this one over here and this one over here. Oop. Sorry. Here we are. Let's go ahead and set that back here. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and choose 1 and 1 for I'm twitching over here. Let's see. I think I'm going to pick these 2 here for, just for being references. And then I'm going to pick this one and this one for dynamic here or for tokens. I don't know why I'm lagging a little bit here on the stream here, but there's going to be a little bit of delay. There's always a delay. Twitching on Twitch? Banned. I know, right? All right. Yeah, I think those are going to be the 2 poses that I choose out of this lot here. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? All right. Then I need to get started drawing. Okay, so let me first save everything, because if I proceed and not save, and then I lose everything if the program crashes, I'm going to be very cross. I'm going to be very angry. Absolutely angry. So angry that I don't know what I will do to anyone and everything in stream. Who did we lose? Who did we lose? Did we lose Nidal again? Nidal, did I lose you? Or did I lose some random lurker here?
I'm in danger.
Okay. Then let's get started on the kid then. Okay, so let's okay, I gotta get rid of that layer first. Come on over here. Yep, I still see him here. He's probably just kind of in and out here, kind of in a daze. Okay, let's go ahead and add a new layer. What the? There we go. Okay, let me get rid of this. Get rid of that. We'll come back up here. There we go. Let's see. We'll take this down a bit here. We'll make this a little darker. Oops. Oops, that's the wrong one again here. Ah! There we go. Group those up here. I'm getting all fumble fingered today. Oh boy. As a kid, I want him carefree. As an adult, I want him hard and... Okay, that came out wrong. As an adult, I want him colder. Maybe a little bit boisterous as an adult here. But overall, a little bit more serious. Yeah, I know. It came out of my mouth before I could stop it. It came out of my mouth before I could stop it. How dare. What happened to this one that I was... Here it is. All right. Let's see here. And we'll have the eyes sit right between there. That's going to be between the snout and the Let's take this approach here. There we go. The eyes are going to situate between here and here. Nose is going to be right here. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Okay, and as a kid, he's definitely going to have cheeks. A little bit of a rounder face, so he's not going to be angular. Gotta bring back up my reference here so that I can get a good idea of what I'm trying to do here. Let's see here. He needs to have himself a little bit of a nose. I need to come in a little bit further here. Going nice and tiny. Y'all let me know if Terry starts streaming. I'm pretty sure Terry's out working, but if he's not, if he starts streaming here, let me know. We'll raid him. We'll raid him and we will whoa! Yeah, he needs to have the little bunny lip. Needs to have the little just a little bit here, a little bit there. Come in, get a little bit of that. And I do want to make sure that I give him the little rodent teeth here. But when we start off the game here, we're gonna end up being nice. It's all gonna be nice and happy, and then we've already been given a pretty good overview of what happened in order for us to get to the current setting. You know, the whole. It's the whole part and parcel, or the whole necro gig here. There was a necromancer here, and I say necromancer here, a kingdom of necromancers, and they decided, hey, we don't like the fact that you're over here by yourself and you're living. You should be dead, and you should be working for us. So they invade, as necromancers are wont to do, after all. Necromancers are kind of a little on the jerky side here. Let's see. I want to give this guy some... As a child, I want him to have really big eyes. Not, I do like the whole anime-esque look here, but I think I'm going to try and make them a little bit more realistic-ish. Not really realistic, but at least connecting. Give them a little bit over here. There we go. Now. And let me show you what I'm going to do for this eye here. I'm just going to go ahead and copy that. Oh, I didn't do that right. Okay, well, whatever. We flip it. Let's see. No. Let's see. Can we do? Oh. Let's see. We need to give it a few more of these here. Oh. Oh no. Well, hopefully you can get it back. Well, I'm glad you're back. Let's see here. Let me try this again. I didn't do the thing right. Here we go. Copy that. Control Alt B. Here we go. Swap that over here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm just warping it a little bit here so that it fits where I need it to fit, and I can later go over it and just make sure that I get it in the right spots here. Whoa, okay. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. You also said you had just barely woken up here, so I kind of figured either you were off doing something else here, or you were falling back asleep. Not a big deal. Okay, I think that works. Let me go ahead and save that real quick here. And image busy. Of course it's image busy here. You probably started temp saving here while I was trying to save it. Okay. So let's go ahead and merge this down here with that. What the? There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. And let's reorient it and then I think that works. I'll take this back a little bit here. Okay. Okay. What time is it? Okay, I got a little bit of time before it's time for me to break off for dinner. Let's see. Okay. Nope. And then over this way. Okay. All right. I think I am going... I like where this is going so far. Yeah, I think I like where this is going so far. I'm probably going to tweak it a little bit more. Here and there, just so that I can get it, you know, to look somewhat proportional. But I do like where it's going. I like the energy that it has going. You know, I'm probably going to shorten this ear up a little bit here. In fact, I think I'm going to do that right now. Oh no, not by that much. Not by that much. There we go. That's a little bit better. Ish. A little bit better-ish. Okay. I'm thinking in terms of clothing for when he's a kid. I'm thinking probably just a long shirt, maybe. Because they're tiny when they're young. At least that's how I'm picturing it here. They're tiny. They're about the size of a cat. So you could probably pick him up with one hand here. But I don't want him to be that young here. I'll be honest with you. I'm probably going to have him be somewhere closer to around 10 years old, at least equivalent to a 10-year-old child. Maybe a little bit younger than that here. Thank you, CoffeeBot. Okay. Just make him nice and scrawny in terms of arms. No, I say scrawny. No, he's still got to be fluffy. He's got to be fluffy. So I'm over here trying to make him scrawny looking here. No, 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 no.
Oh, you guys know the drill. Come on.
Okay. Sorry if I'm a little bit quiet here, guys. I'm trying to keep things, trying to keep the flow moving here, and the music really kind of helps with that. For those of you who are off doing something else here, whether it be work or whether it be just watching something else here, thanks for tuning in at the very least. Fun fact about rabbits, their younglings, or their young, are often referred to as kits. I did not know that until I started researching. At least I don't think I remembered that here. I'm fairly certain I don't remember ever looking that up beforehand. But as soon as I started researching for this character, I found out that's what they were called. So I was like, huh, interesting, interesting. And what is that? Okay. Rob. Okay. When I start writing the backstory for this guy, I do want to have some of his friends being taller races here. But I don't know if I should have... Actually, come to think of it here, I want to know what I should do with his parents. Which one of them survived the tragedy of the undead invasion? Which one didn't? Which one survived? Which one didn't? Which one, who's he take after more or less? Come on, fluffy little bunny. His tail's gonna be back here. I'm thinking of making it sort of like that, almost. Okay. That's actually one of the things that I was really kind of curious about here. Who's going to survive? Who's not going to survive? Do any of his friends end up surviving the wave of undead from the kingdom of necromancers? If they do, how many survive? I'm also supposed to come up with a couple of other kids here. They're mostly meant as fallbacks here in case someone doesn't survive the first arc. But apparently, if we mess up on any of our rolls here, or any sort of checks at the beginning of the game, the DM is going to end up either severely harming or possibly killing off one of our loved ones here, whether it be our parent or one of our friends, which I'll be honest with you, an incentive not to mess up, right? It's a big incentive not to mess up. At least that's the way I see it. Okay. So it looks like getting ready to have dinner here. I'm going to go ahead and end stream right here. I'll probably be back with probably Minecraft here, or maybe if I'm feeling up to it here, maybe I'll hop into something like either Dragon Age 2, or maybe going into I forgot the other one's name here. No, my brain! My poor brain! Alrighty, but I'll probably be back a little bit later here. Other than that here, Nidal, Dantale, thanks for stopping by, keeping my count up here, and generally helping me out with this here. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I'll probably come back and work on Esden here a little bit later. Not tonight, not today here, but probably sometime, maybe tomorrow here. I don't know. We'll see. That being said, catch y'all later. I'm hungry. Bye.